Hey, what's up folks? And yes, that's right, today I'm going to share with you the best upcoming PlayStation VR2 games that you will be able to dive into in the near future. So, with that being said, let's get started, shall we? And kick things off with Aliens VR. This is the game I'm looking most forward to. It's being made by Survios, who we know best for Sprint Factor, Creed, Raw Data, and their Westworld experience. Their Aliens game will feature an original storyline set between the Alien and the Aliens films, where a battle-hardened veteran has a vendetta against the xenomorphs. What a surprise! So yeah, that's all we know for now, but I do hope it's going to be as scary as the Alien Isolation VR mod and not as bad as their Walking Dead VR game. Next up is Behemoth. In this Skyrim-esque game, you step into the shoes of an undead wanderer that has to deal with a new world of danger, survival, and mystery, featuring rough environments, deadly warriors, and, oh yes, towering behemoths. Curious to hear more about what this title has to offer, with hopefully first look at gameplay very soon. Talking about unique art styles, check out this sick upcoming Stranger Things experience, in where you play as Vecna, becoming an explorer of unknown realities as you farm the hive mind and tame the void. This game lets you invade people's thoughts and conjure nightmares in your quest to enact revenge on Eleven and Hawkins. Genius! It's definitely a game you want to keep your eyes on in case you are a big fan of the show. Time traveling by using VR is actually one of the coolest things out there. Wanderer blends this all together with escape room style puzzles, unique interactions, and action arcade sequences to bring you the ultimate adventure. You travel back to World War II, come face to face with Nikola Tesla, and even pay a visit to the Mayans. Ever since the PSVR2 was first announced, Capcom has said they are working on VR content for Resident Evil 4. No one really knows what this means exactly, but we're all hoping, of course, that it will be the full game that we can play from start to finish in VR, just like you can in Resident Evil 8. In Crossfire Sierra Squad, you are the leader of an elite fire team that has ended up in the middle of a war over a top secret biochemical weapon. Happens, right? So yeah, together with up to 3 friends, you have to figure out who started it all as you battle a variety of big brain enemies and a relentless search for the truth. So this next game is a bit of a mysterious one that we have been waiting for a very long time. I'm of course talking about Firmament, a surrealistic puzzler that takes you on a steampunk-esque adventure through wonderful worlds full of exciting challenges. The developers who are working on this are best known for Myst and Abduction, so it's safe to say we can be very hyped for this puzzler, but we have yet to see how it plays on PSVR2. Hello Neighbor is coming to VR as well. In Search and Destroy, you have to sneak into your creepy neighbor's house to save your buddy, and to spice up the gameplay, you play both your friend and the one who tries to rescue him, and together you solve puzzles and avoiding the neighbor's attempt to catch you while planning this great escape. In Ghostbusters VR, you can strap on your Proton Pack and PSVR2 to dive into the world of Ghostbusters, to run your very own HQ in San Francisco, and unravel a rich mystery in a new chapter for the Ghostbusters universe. You get to wield iconic equipment as you track, blast, and trap ghosts in gripping encounters across an extensive and epic campaign while teaming up with others. So if you are into, well, roguelikes, then Valklands might be your jam, because this VR dungeon crawler offers action-packed gameplay and a rich story with character-driven narratives, all set in a sci-fi western themed world dipped in a spooky sauce. With its sights on replayability, I'm expecting it to offer countless of hours of fun. Another Fisherman's Tale is a sequel to the first game that lets you embark on a fresh adventure that features poetic storytelling and new mind-bending puzzle mechanics. While traveling through beautiful and unique locations, you can detach and control your hands or replace them with new upgrades, which you'll find throughout the world. Wow, I don't know who came up with this, but I love the concept already. If you like to swing your arms instead, then Beat Saber is the one game for you. I don't think it needs much of an introduction. You are pretty much a Jedi that slashes its way through the beat of the music while staying in the rhythm. Teamwork and betrayal in space is of course what Among Us is most famous for, but in VR it's a total different experience. It's far more immersive because you really have to keep your eyes open to see what's happening around you, because it could be that one of your friends is sneaking from behind and trying to stab you in the back. One of the most anticipated PS PSVR2 titles must be Firewall Ultra. In this tactical first-person shooter, you squad up for PvP and PvE multiplayer missions in sick-looking levels. One of my personal favorites in this list is Walkabout Minigolf. To be honest with you, there isn't much I have to say about this game. It's minigolf, just like in real life, but instead, it's in VR. The only difference is that you get to travel to some awesome fantasy locations, and every course also has a hidden golf ball that you can collect and use in the next round. The social aspect of this title really makes it shine. It's such a chill game to meet up in. Another FPS, but completely single player, is Synapse. It combines a tactile firepower with searching telekinetic abilities as you hop into a hostile mindscape. Harness this lethal combo and master your own combat style as you wander through a surreal world, while you launch, levitate, and smash your enemies through destructible environments using motion controls and eye tracking. Green Hell lets you plunge into an open-world survival simulation, set in the extreme conditions of the uncharted Amazon jungle. You are left alone in the jungle with no food or equipment, and to survive you must learn real-life survival techniques, and crafting weapons can be a matter of life and death, a nerve-wracking experience. Wandering in Space is an interesting looking FPS roguelite with a variety of space weapons, upgradable armory, enhancements buff, and unknown superpowers that you, a soldier without any memory, has to use to fight mutants, cyborgs, and rebels to survive in the space of unknown. Ooh, sounds intriguing. Talking about intense games, Hellsweeper is a roguelike combat experience with crazy action in which you traverse the underworld where every step brings a challenge or a chance. You gain mastery of your weapons and elemental magic, or fall to the unrelenting onslaught of Hell's twisted souls. Good luck! Now, Pixel Ripped 1978 is the newest game in the Pixel Ripped series. The main protagonist Dot has to once again fight against the evil Cyberlin Lord, who has a very complex plan to hack into the game's creator's past at Atari and to make himself the protagonist. Genius! But Dot isn't alone in this crazy endeavor through time. She has the help of Bug, Pixel Rip's creator herself, as they join forces to dispel Cyberlin Lord and launch the game on time. So if you haven't played the previous titles, then you may want to do that first, because otherwise this is not going to make much sense at all. So this is your moment to catch up. In Journey to Foundation, you step into a story-rich world that introduces you to an amazing journey through an area of space called the Periphery, where relationships will be strained, loyalties will be tested, and you must decide which factions will rise and fall. In this game, the future is literally in your hands. If you have a flight stick laying around, then you may want to experience the thrill of aerial combat like never before with Aces of Thunder, the upcoming VR game made specifically with capabilities of PlayStation VR2 in mind. It will be focused exclusively on aerial combat and distributed on a paid model, that's something to be aware of, and with different competitive online game modes available, such as Team vs Team and Single Duels, you'll be able to test your skills against other virtual pilots in intense aerial battles. So that sounds pretty awesome, but I'm not so sure about the paid model. An upcoming hidden gem in this list is Propagation Paradise Hotel. In this game, you wake up in the midst of an apocalypse and have to find your sister that is somewhere stuck in this haunted hotel. Just like you, because after intercepting one of her radio messages, you set out to rescue her while fighting waves of zombies and so much more. A potential big hitter on PSVR2 could definitely be Assassin's Creed Nexus. Behind the scenes, Ubisoft has been working on this game for quite a while now, and all we know that it's going to take place in some sort of multiverse, and where you get to play as Ezio, Connor, Cassandra, and hopefully others too. First, the game would only come to Quest, but we have recently learned that it's not going to be a meta exclusive anymore. So we have no confirmation it's coming to PSVR2, but chances are Ubisoft wants to make the most profit by bringing it to all platforms. Ghosts of Tabor is VR's only FPS, PvP and PvE survival game, where you will have to use your wits, skills and resources to survive. The game draws inspiration from titles such as Escape from Tarkov and DayZ, featuring different scenarios from scavenging to looting and crafting, but all in VR of course. Last but not least, Polyar Games, best known for Moss, are working on a new game too. Their concept art suggests that they are planning to make a competitive multiplayer title set in the Moss universe. That reminds me a bit of Super Smash. Playtests are running as we speak, but we have yet to see when it's going to come out exactly.